Hey, this is Mark Weaver, and this is my Rectus Journal 1 assignment. Before I go into the journal, I'm going to go ahead and answer the questions at the end of the exercise first. And I definitely think that people need to exercise their creative muscles more often. I think that, when we work, whether we're leading a company, leading people, doing anything, that becomes very routine, that we get caught up in those routines, and as such, sometimes we tend to forget why we started doing what we do. Sometimes we're caught in jobs we don't like to do, and I think that's the case more often than not. And one of the ways to get over that and to improve your position, improve where you want to go, where you want to be, is to be more creative. And maybe that is doing something differently within the processes of where you work, and making it more fun, or just coming up with something new and branching off on your own and being able to enjoy doing that. And what benefit does creative and innovative thinking bring to a startup company or a large corporation? I think a startup company, if they're not creative and innovative, they're never going to get off the ground. They've got to have something. They've got to have that creativity, to create something new that people want, that they need, and to make them see that they need it. For large companies, I think it's very easy for large companies to become stagnant with their products and their processes. And if they don't foster some kind of creativity, then they end up with a bunch of drones working for them, and leadership that doesn't know how to do it, and they lose their market viability. And that's something that it hurts everybody if a company loses that viability. You see increases in unemployment and lack of hiring, and it's new and creative things bring more people to the plate and allow them to do that. So what I'm going to do now is try and turn this camera around and go through my journal and start with the one I enjoyed the most. I got to say, I'm not really a fan of Rectus Journal. I'm not a fan of the assignments, so I'm kind of going through the motions, but I am going to attempt to do this. So which one did I enjoy the most? Is probably ways to wreck this journal. I enjoyed it because I came up with some creative ways to continue to destroy it. So it's going to take a little flip of the phone around because I can't change my camera. And you should be able to see my ways that I would really, really like to wreck this journal. Which one did I least enjoy? I really least enjoyed the page on rubbing on a dirty car, and I'm not even going to show that one because it was my car, and it was pretty horrific. I like to keep a nice clean car, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that one because it was pretty nasty what I got off of it. The one that surprised me the most was rolling it down a large hill. I was expecting a little more damage, and I'll show the journal. There's not a whole lot of damage. I took it and rolled it down a big old hill, and it held up pretty well. So it's a pretty sturdy book. And I think the one, I'm kind of looking at the list here as I go through it, which one's going to have the funniest outcome is going to be make a sudden destructive unpredictable movement with the journal, because I really don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I got to watch my ceiling fan up there because I definitely don't want to have to replace that today. But here goes. So there we have it. There's my Rectus Journal 1. Thanks.